Good afternoon and welcome to another episode of Ugly Jeeps. Today we're kind of switching gears. We were working on the 1946 CJ2A, belonged to my boss. We're having kind of an issue right now deciding which way we're going to go with the frame. We'd like to go with a brand new MD1 frame. Shipping is outrageous, and even just finding one somewhere that someone has in stock is kind of hard right now. So on Monday we're going to decide if we're going to go buy a stock one or go with an MD1. It's kind of up to the owner of the Jeep how much he wants to spend on shipping and stuff. Anyway, Steve's kind of been messing around with it the last couple of days, got it running really good. We got a stuck valve that he's been working on. We can't seem to get it unstuck. So I told him let's just lay off of it for a few days until we really decide what's going on, because there's not a lot of sense in putting a lot of time and labor into something if the frame stalls out the whole project. So today, I decided that I would bring my 1952 M-38 over here. The headlights went out on me about 3 or 4 months ago, and I could get one high beam or one low beam to work, and now I can't get anything to work unless I jump off the park lights. So I was going to install these truck light HIDs I got a few years ago, and get the wiring going if I can today. It's really a mess. A long time ago when I wired it, I didn't hook the ground up to the right spot on the headlight plug-in, so I've been running it for the last 16 years or so with the ground going to the wrong side of the headlights, which has resulted in one dim, one bright, just all kinds of problems. So I'm gonna get that fixed today, and some other stuff. So you can see I've already removed the driver's side headlight a couple weeks ago. I went to install these about 2 years ago, and I had a problem with them not fitting in the buckets. And so I didn't really want to cut up my M-38 buckets if I didn't have to. Well, the other day I was messing around, and lo and behold, with this rubber plug off, they fit on there just fine. So as long as that clears this stuff in the back, which I've already kind of test fitted and it did, we should be good to go there. This side's what I had, just these old, it's like just a standard halogen Wagner, and they worked really good for years and years and years. But as anyone knows who drives one of these things, the headlights are hard to aim since they're so close together, and if you don't have good headlights, it really sucks, just like any car, I guess. So first thing I'm going to do is wiring, and then I'm going to jump into putting the headlights in. It's kind of embarrassing. The underhood of this thing is horrible. I literally only fix it or work on it when I have to, and it's usually in a hurry. So most of this stuff is like fuel fixes and last minute things. I borrow this battery all the time for other stuff, so the wiring's just kind of all strewn about in here. It really, someday when I tear this all apart, which I've been saying for the last 12 years or so, to paint it and do some stuff, I'll clean that all up properly. But for right now, for what it is, it keeps working fine. So anyway, this is what I suspect is the problem. Years and years and years ago, this melted on the header, and I just kind of butt connectored it back together, and now I can wiggle these wires and I get lights, one or the other. So I just changed the high beam switch, and that didn't have anything to do with any of my problems. So I'm going to kind of just clip it off and the wiring coming out of the high beam switch and start all over to my junction block here. And then of course I'm going to redo the ground on the headlights. Ooh, well, that might be there's one of my issues right there. Okay, cool. So I'm going to get the grounds properly hooked up and, oh crap. Oh, that's my alternator wire. Yikes. Just been smashing it flat with the hood. Never mind us. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, I guess that's not my alternator wire. That's... oh, maybe it is. Yeah, that is my alternator wire. Yikes. Okay. Alright, that looks good. I'll fix that before I put it back away. So yeah, that's kind of what I've been working with. I cut all this loom out that's all melted and disgusting. And just makes your fingers black as soon as you touch it. So I'm going to cut all that out of the way and start over here and see where I can get. Okay, so I got under the dash. I got rid of all the wiring under there back to the dimmer switch. I traced the dimmer switch wires, checked them. Everything comes back to a faulty terminal on the headlight switch. I don't have time to go get one right now, so I just moved it over to the taillight spot. I ran some 4-wire trailer cord I had laying around, hooked up the park and the high and low to that. I'm going to run it out here to this junction box. Alright, we've been working for about an hour now. We got this headlight installed. We got a lot less mess here. I got all new ends and stuff put on. The wiring going over to this side. I had to change the headlight plug on the other side because it was malfunctioning and messed up. So hopefully that fixes some more of my problems. The winch is in the way, so I can't get this headlight ring off, which is kind of funny. And getting ready to hook the wiring back up and test it before I stick the final light in and turn them on for the first time. Hopefully they work because it's now dark outside and it's storming, so good times. Okay, I've been having a heck of a time. First of all, I followed the H-4 wiring diagram on the internet thinking these were H-4 bulbs, and they're actually 9003s, so I got the ground in the wrong spot. Luckily I noticed it before I had this one buttoned up, so I switched it. I gotta tear this one back apart. This one, I'm having a heck of a time. I gotta put this piece on those springs, then I have to put the headlight in, then I have to put the rubber piece on the back and the plug in, and then sandwich it all together in order for this all to work the right way. And the winch is really screwing me right now, so try to get that together, and then I'll tear that side back apart, wire it, and then adjust them. Alright, this is what I was talking about with the light, the plug-in, and the rubber. I got the light on the springs, or the bucket. I'm gonna put this guy in here. Rubber grommet. Headlight plug-in. And I kind of got to pivot it all in there so it fits. Onto the adjusters. This fits It's a little looser than the other side. I better put this ring on there first. This winch really makes this a booger. For all aspects. Yay. Okay, just like that. Using this, for one reason or another, this had an oddball screw in it. It was at the very bottom, but I can't get it with the winch on there, so I'm putting it in the top. Headlights should turn on. Alright, well, they're both installed now. They're both wired right. Ended up being quite a mess. This headlight bucket was loose, so it wasn't grounding right, so I ran some self-tappers through it. So it's got a good ground now. I got the wiring kind of zip tied up out of the way, and so it don't hit the fan.